Hey people, back again with Ruby's guitar. I just got to thinking about it in the last post when I was telling you how I put the super glue around the edges. There's one thing I should have mentioned about that first off. One of the first things I do is I sand the guitar down to the basics, just to find the flaws in it. I'll throw a base coat on it, a primer, I guess you would say, and it helps you, find the flaws and fix them from there. Well, that's the first thing I do. Even I don't pay much attention to the cavities inside the guitar at that point. I wait until after I do the base coat or primer coat, and then I'll flip it around. All right, as you can see, the guitar has one coat of primer on it. I've done some, I'm doing work on it here and there, fixing some spots. There were some pretty bad spots, gouges on this guitar. This is why it got a repaint, and I didn't try to save this the way it was, the original coating that was on it, the original paint. But anyway, like I said, I use just super glue in the cavities, you know, anywhere through here, because I paint with acrylic paint, which has a lot of moisture in it. And it can cause edges, especially in this plywood, is what I'm guessing. I've never painted a plywood guitar. So what I'm worried about is if I get paint down in these edges here. Sorry, my videography again. If I get paint down in these edges down here, that some of these edges might raise up and push out a little bit and not look as good and leave a messed up look. So what I do after I've done my first coat and everything, take a Dremel tool with a sanding barrel on it, I guess you call it. One of these little jobbers here with a little sander on it, with a little sanding barrel. I go around the inside, clean them up like that, as so. Once that's all cleaned up and you're ready to start working on your top, I'm going to do a lot more work. As you can see, I've got a gouge in this one here. And being this is something that I'm doing for my wife, it's something she wants me to do. It's her design. I'm paying a lot of attention to the cavities. I am going to clean these all up. And I've been thinking about doing this a lot more with the guitars I work on. Why is it when you open up a guitar, a beautiful guitar, you open up the cavity and it's god-awful? I mean, it's just a mess most of the time. I'm not going to make these cavities as nice as the outside of the guitar. But the reason why I want to fill in all these grooves and stuff is I'm actually going to pack these cavities with clay. You're going, what is he going to do? Yeah, you heard me right. I'm going to pack all these cavities with clay when I go to paint this guitar, because we're doing a pour method. I want a complete flat surface across the whole guitar. So I'll use clay, just modeling clay, to pack the cavities and level it out across the top of the guitar. Once I throw the paint on the guitar and the paint's down, I poured it all and everything, before the dries completely, I will pick the clay out of the crevices. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but I think that's the best way of doing it. I could be wrong, but we're going to see how that works. So anyway, once you get this, like I said, once you get it sanded the way you want it sanded and everything, just so you don't have the issue of the raising wood, take some super glue, wear a pair of gloves, use a straight edge, whatever you can, and just go around the whole edge through there. Just take your finger or straight edge, work it in there. I would use gel, just because the super glue gel, just because the liquid would just seep in so fast, and the gel you can kind of spread it around and just seal it off. And then it even helps with the paint too. When you go to paint it, it'll take paint pretty easy too. If you want to paint the inside of them, which I will. I don't know what I'll use in there. I might even just paint them white. Well, I don't know. Not sure. Depends. Oh, I'll probably paint them white because we're using a white background for the guitar. Same thing on the back with these cavities back here. I'm starting to work on this one back here a little bit, as you can see. Just sanding, getting rid of some of the old paint and the roughness. Being this was plywood, there's a lot of roughness on some of these flat spots in the back, so I got a lot of work to do on them. And that cavity there, to be honest, just looks like hell. So I want to clean that up quite a bit. And there's probably a couple hours of work just in that one cavity alone, which I'm not even sure where I'm going to find a cover for. Probably have to make one for it. But anyway, I just wanted to clarify that so everybody knew exactly what I was talking about. If somebody knows a better method of sealing that off, I guess you could use, a regular sealer or something like that. Hell, I've got some stuff that I could probably use, a matte finish type of clear coat that I could put over it to seal it. But I just thought the super glue would be a good idea. That would help stabilize the wood. But if somebody knows anything any different, please let me know in the comments. Once again, subscribe and like if you like. If you don't, hell, put a thumbs down thing on it. I don't care. I really, it doesn't really bother me. If you have any issues with anything I've said, or you think of a better way, I don't have it doesn't bother me. Let me know in the comments. I mean, I don't care if you think I'm doing a crap job. Let me know. Hell, I'm not weak-hearted. All right, you guys have fun. Once again, teach a kid to play guitar. Hell, make one with them. Get you a guitar husk and do what I'm doing for my wife, and just start from scratch and make a kid a guitar. All right, y'all have a good day.